What I'm gonna show you is basically the first sim setup I ever had, and it was good enough that it gave me a lifelong obsession with sim racing. So the first thing you need when you start sim racing is something to play the games on, whether that be a console or PC. And the great thing about this is if you already have a PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, or a gaming PC, then you're set. You don't need to buy anything extra. If you don't own one of those, you don't need the brand new consoles. You can have an Xbox One or a PS4 and that'll do. And so if you want to get one of those, I was looking around on Facebook Marketplace and you can get them for $120. So the next thing you're going to need, of course, is the sim racing games to play. If you are an F1 fan, you probably don't need to get the newest F1 game. I think you'll enjoy F1 2019. I actually have a video on that if you want to check it out. And F1 2019 will run you used $15 on eBay. Next on the list, we have Assetto Corsa. You probably have seen videos of it or heard about it if you've investigated sim racing. But you should know that the console version isn't moddable, but it does have still a lot of fun cars and tracks. It's not as fully fleshed out as some other games, but it does have a career mode. It does have a challenge mode that'll give you plenty of hours of fun. You can get that for $20 off Amazon. You can get Assetto Corsa Competizione. I can't say that. Competizione. I actually can't say that. I'm not Italian. I'm sorry. But you can get ACC for $20 on Amazon. This is just all GT3s and GT4s, and that also has a career mode, and there's plenty of people online to race. It will make your hardware struggle if you're playing on last gen PS4, Xbox One, so keep that in mind. And the cheapest game you can get on console if you want to start sim racing is Project Cars, the original one. You can get that one for $5. You can get it on eBay for $5, a used version of Project Cars, and this is great. It has one of the more fleshed out career modes of the games I just recommended, only second to F1 2019, and it has plenty of cars and tracks. You will definitely enjoy it as your first sim game. Project Cars 2 personally was my first sim racing game, and I had hours and hours of fun with it. But you might actually not need to spend any money on games at all if you already have Xbox Games Pass Ultimate or if you have PS Plus. If you have Games Pass Ultimate version with EA with it, you can get F1 23 and you can get Forza Motorsport on that without any additional cost if you're already paying for it. And if you're on PS Plus, you can also get F1 23, which is the game of the month on PS Plus. And you can get ACC or Assetto Corsa Competizione, as they call it. I think I said it a lot better that time. If you're playing on PC, you actually have the cheapest version. You can get Assetto Corsa for $4. That's the lowest it's ever been on sale, $4. And so you can have a lot of fun playing these games with a controller. But if you're trying to get into sim racing, and if you're watching this video, you're probably trying to get a wheel and pedal. So my very first wheel was the Thrustmaster T150, and these days you can get it used on Facebook Marketplace for as low as $100. You have to be patient, find the deal, but you can get it for $100 if you're patient enough. And this wheel will get the job done. I fell in love with sim racing using this wheel, and so I don't think you need anything crazy more expensive than that. If you're just starting out, you will still get the immersion you want. You'll still have the fun you can get, and the pedals aren't the best. That probably will be the first thing you upgrade from this. But at the beginning, when you're still learning, the pedals you won't mind at all. The only thing about that is it's not compatible with the PS5, but if you're planning on playing on PC, this is a great wheel to get for a good price. Of course, the other big recommendation is the Logitech G29. Now, I personally haven't used it myself, but you can see forum posts, Reddit posts, YouTube videos all about how perfect the G29 is for a beginning sim racer. It has led to generations of sim racers, some even becoming esports pros, others at least having it as a lifelong hobby. The Logitech G29, there's even esports players that still use it. And so that'll definitely be a good enough wheel for you. You don't need a direct drive, and you can get a Logitech G29 for as low as $150. You can get it off Facebook Marketplace for as low as $150. So that means that you can start sim racing for at minimum $100 if you already have a console PC, if you have Games Pass, and at maximum, you would start playing for, let me do the math, 120 plus 20 is 140. Let's just use the calculator. So if you bought my most expensive recommendations from this beginner's list, that would net you up to $290. So you have a range to play with from $100 if you want to enter to $290, which I think is a great range for starting a hobby. And if you need more help picking what game you should play, you should click this playlist on the best sim racing games for beginners.